Hola, friends. Welcome. It's beautiful downtown Cancun, Mexico. I'm David Sky, and I'm going to talk today about this shooting in Texas. I usually don't like to get involved with these shootings, and I think I understand what's going on, and I think I even understand how to fix it, but it is probably impossible. But this to me, I wrote a piece today called "The Last Shooting" because after looking at what happened and looking at how it began and what came out, I felt like I just really give up now. I feel like really what this is about. I want to put this in context. I'm doing a series of pieces on the Pluto return of the United States of America. I think it's all kind of important. It's crucially important to America. It's for real. Astrology's for real. I know this. I've been doing it a while. I'm not I don't have a degree in geopolitics, but I understand astrology. Um, and this shooting, I want you to understand, this is America's Pluto return. This is an example. I'll look at it here. Well, I thought I'd look at the Synastry. The Synastry is, there's the only good thing, they have a very exact timeline. Okay, so I'm going with 11:33 a.m. And this is exactly when this person busted into the room and started shooting little children. I kind of don't want to do this. I feel like I have to do it because we're already doing it. The obligatory breakdown by party lines and the da da da, and it's about the soul of America. I mean, if grown men, armed men, police officers, can stand behind a door and listen to children crying for help and not bust in there and help them, and I don't care who ordered them to stand down. Now, I don't want to offend Christians, but I know if I was there, because I really don't get it. I kind of hate the government. I mean, I just because it's a monstrous, evil fucking machine that's hurting people. But I love the people, and I think most police officers, most people are good. Most people want to do the right thing. Most people ourselves are not evil. That's what gets me. We're under the spell and the control, and we're being destroyed by an evil. Okay, but this one, I just don't get it. I'm fat and old and crippled, and I swear to fucking God, if I was listening to children crying and I had a gun in my hand, I'm going in there, I'm gonna shoot this motherfucker. And I gotta think a lot of people feel that way. And it's mind boggling to find out. I don't care if Jesus Christ said, no, don't go in. You're there, you're feet away, you're listening. How could you? This just shows me the depth of the moral decay that's beset America and is part of this Pluto return. A Pluto return is an astrological event. It takes almost 250 years for Pluto to circle the sun and come back to the exact position that it was in, 1776. That's the chart I have, okay, of the event of the creation of the United States. It's natal chart, The natal chart, I believe, is a star map of our soul's purpose here. So this represents everything when you look at it. We'll be going into that right now. We're looking at the synastry of that natal chart, how it relates to the synastry of this event. Again, at 11:33, okay, on May 27th in Uvalde, Texas. If you want to bring it up for yourself, I will make this the screenshot. I will make this screenshot of this chart, the thumbnail for this video when I put it together. That's the limits of my technology, so you can screenshot that if you want to look at it, or you can pull it up yourself, guys. But I really think like the whole shooting thing represents, beyond again all the arguments about this and that, this core decay and moral turpitude. I mean, and a lot's being made. Rome fell during its Pluto return, and why did it fall? Because of moral decay and apathy of the people. You know the stories probably, right? About what was going on. A little bit similar to what's going on here. When you see what's going on with the rich people, and I could go on and on, but Um, I think that's the point. And with this one, it's like, I'm really an optimistic person. I have a lot of Sag. I really am. Like, I'm a believer. I'm an optimist at my core. And, I want to find hope. When I look at in the news now and I look at alternative news, I call them the guerrilla journalists that are cropping up all over the world. They're doing fantastic work because they're just simply telling the truth. Because what we see on what's called the news is just the journalism's dead. Guy died in the 90s. All we see is a pure, unadulterated propaganda that supports this evil fucking machine that's created an environment where people randomly go and kill little children. What the fuck? I mean, come on. Do these people just want to go to hell and they don't want to wait in line? But we gotta get our arms around this. We gotta look at it. We need to stop saying, well, I watch TV. I'm spiritual. I don't want to deal with all that negativity. Little children are dying, man. Again, like, do we want to be that guy behind the door, not going into that room and not helping little children that are screaming for help? To me, this shows I've been pulling back the layers of the onion of America, and it's rotten and it's disgusting, rotten. But I'm hoping, like, maybe at the core of the onion, there's a little fucking piece that's still good and I can use it. But I think with this shooting, for me, I'm at the core, and at the core, it's rotten. America is rotten to the core. That's what this shows me. And this, guys, is the Pluto return. And what does Pluto do? It reveals the darkness. It goes into the darkness. And what is happening? It's coming out. It may not have breached the green screen reality of the controlled corporate television here, the corptocracy, right? But it's coming out. Everything's coming out. I mean, from just everything. I'm seeing it. And that's all part of the Pluto return. That's what Pluto. I've got Pluto opposite my moon. If you in your personal chart have a significant Pluto event to a personal planet, a lot of what that's going to be, you can't even lie to yourself anymore. Bad deeds might come up. And they are for the United States. Karma will be paid. Pluto is scary. I'm not going to lie. Astrology is just life. Just all the different planets represent different energy, and that's how you read a chart. Just a land. You look at it's really about relationships. How does Mars, that wants to fucking fight, relate with Venus, who just wants love and peace and harmony? And that tells you something. Mercury, about thoughts and communication. These are the three personal planets. One of the first things you want to look at in a chart, if you're an astrologer, is it tells you, how does the person think? What's the relationship to what they want? How can they go about getting it? Are they able to think about something, put together a plan using Mercury, and then base it upon their values, which are Venus, in a constructive way, and then take a constructive action with Mars, or not, So this is how we look at these things, and I'll get to the chart here in a minute. I have barely glanced at it, because it's almost not the point. What I want to do is a chart around the third when Mercury goes direct, and just look at the transits to this USA chart. But the fact that this popped up is just like you just can't ignore it. And other thing that Mercury does is death and transformation, right? And so what does it do? Mercury is merciless, okay? Mercury doesn't give a fuck. It's not your mommy, and it's not going to cut any slack. Mercury is also, Pluto, I'm talking about. Pluto is dark. Pluto, it's about the shadow work. Pluto, a lot of people don't like to go there, but astrology is everything, okay? So what about life? There's beauty, there's love, but there's darkness. People die in mangled, horrible car accidents. That's Pluto. Where do you look in the chart to see that? Pluto, Mars, shit, Uranus, accidents, okay? It's just reality. So Pluto is about all this stuff, and I got to tell you, a lot of people say, okay, well, look at England, it has a long history, so it's gone through several Pluto returns, so it's still there. Well, America's still going to be there, but I think when the smoke clears, like 2025, 2026, it ain't going to look like what it looks like now, and I got to think there's going to be a civil war. And I'm going into this. There's a lot of work I got to do with this. I've been doing the research. I'm trying to get my energy up. And I really want to get this. Just felt like I had to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm so fucking tired. I'm in pain, a broken hip. But god damn it, man. And I'm just seeing so much around this Pluto return. It's going to go for years, guys. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. And there's going to be some pain. I'm going to be honest with you. people tell you don't be scared. No, you should be scared. You should be scared, guys. There's gonna be hunger probably. That's here. It's coming. I mean, I don't know. If you just kind of look around a little bit, you see it. They're creating it right now. You know, um, and you should be angry. I think you should be angry. I think you should be outraged. Outraged. Avoid hate because that's just a toxic pill that destroys you and goes nowhere. But anger is goddamn productive. Anger is a natural energy. We need to be angry sometimes. And when we need to change something, when something's wrong, when we see something morally wrong, like little fucking children being killed in a school, it's like, it's not about the guns and the laws and the NRA and all that. It's about the basic moral degradation of our country. It has become an evil, rotten thing to its very core. Got to accept it. It's not this Norman Rockwell facade that we want to put on it, you know, and wave the flag and the parade and everything. No, it's rotten to the core. Epstein dying. I mean, come on. It's just rotten, rotten. This shows it. This right here, this shooting shows it. Just how rotten it is. You know, and, you know, to go to this chart, you know, astrology's so fucking real. I know from working with it every day. There's so many things here going on. I brought up these asteroids like Nessus of abuse, Nemesis, which represents the enemy here. I used the Black Moon Lilith, the H13, and that's here at Lil, parentheses O. That's exactly on Dejanera in the chart of the USA. Mars, the warrior. Mars, the energy, everything has its own energy. And Mars is basically the energy of exerting the will. It's Aries, and it's not good or bad. It's we try to speak harmoniously, inharmoniously, you know, but it is the minor malefic, you know, because what? It tends to want fight. It wants conflict. And it is Mars that is the ego. It is the assertion of the ego. It doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Sometimes we really need ego. Sometimes ego's our best fucking friend, you know? Kind of maybe need it right now. But we need it to bring it up to a higher vibration and use it for some good. You know, Mars is the man, our woman, who defends their family from some fucking maniac like this guy who's coming to kill them and their children. And you don't just sit there and let this maniac kill you and your children. You rise up and you do what you have to prevail and to keep that guy from killing you and your children. And that's Mars, okay? But this Mars is now conjunct the asteroid Dejanera. And that's the asteroid of the victim. This is in the American chart. And it's on Lilith, the H13. This is a minor energy of Pluto. This is all about the Pluto return. I'm telling you right now, this shooting is the Pluto return. We're looking at the Pluto return. It's not a fucking theory. Look, astrology is a map. Reality is the ground. And what I'm looking at here is a map of the ground. And this Dejanera, the victim, in Mars, is on the chart here of this event on Lilith, okay? That right, I mean, I don't know, I could just stop looking right there, you know? The regular Lilith, this is the oscillating Lilith, okay? The fixed Lilith is also on Venus, okay? So again, this is a very dark energy. Venus is that's what you want to protect, okay? That's ideally, let's just say you have a lion, you have a protector male, you have someone using that masculine energy at this higher degree. This soldier, you know what, I got nothing against soldiers, I love soldiers. I hate the wars. They're being used for just evil purposes. They're being lied to. You know, we're going over here to this country far away in Vietnam or wherever the fuck it is, and you're defending freedom. It's sad. That doesn't make the warriors bad. It makes the people who use the warriors. I don't really believe in hell, but I wish I did, because these motherfuckers need to go to hell, like, and be tortured forever. Because to me, a young person and that energy of wanting to volunteer and put their lives on the line to protect their country, that's one of the most beautiful, pure human energies. And these people that step up to this and really, from that place in their heart where I want to protect, they probably got real strong Mars energy in their charts, man or woman. That's a beautiful thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But then to have that used by this evil system over and over and over towards these nefarious purposes all around the world, that's the Pluto return. This bullshit in the Ukraine, if you know what's really going on, that's coming down. Food, why it's going to be in short supply, it has to do with that. That's Pluto return. It's part of it is America's rotten to the core. Pluto's going to expose it, okay? And then after that, it's up to the rest of the energy in the chart and us to look at this, stop looking away, take it up in our hands. Women need to love it, need to understand it. Men, you don't have to go out and shoot people, man. That's not what I'm saying. I don't even think that's going to help. I think that's what they want. They want the blacks to be against the whites, and the men against the women, and the gays against the straight, and the Republicans and Democrats. Just stop it. And just go like, look here, man. Most of us, we don't want to fuck with anybody. We just want to live our lives and just have a family and live our lives and go about our business. And we don't want to go to war. We don't give a shit. We don't want to go to Ukraine and fight. We don't want to. We want to trade with people and have a good life, you know. And so they force this on us. They always have. It's not a new thing. But I think this is reckoning, people. This Pluto return is a reckoning. It's a theoretical event for a human because you don't live 250 years, so you're never going to see this. But my Pluto was, when I was born, it was on my AC. So what does that mean? As it transited, it's a long time. It could take up to 30 years to go through one sign. But it's just hammering my first house of self, my second house, my foundation and my values and my, you know, how I make a living and, you know, what I do to support myself. And my third house of communications and relating to people. And my fourth house of my family. You know, right now it's, you know, working its way through my fifth house. And the thing of how I came to really lock into this Pluto return, it's no mistake that my moon is within 6 minutes of orb opposite to Pluto in the United States of America. And I've always been against the United States. I've had a deep feeling forever that there's something wrong here, you know, and it's not what we're being told it is, frankly. And I've done nothing but prove it to myself over my whole life. The sun of this event chart is on planet Uranus of the USA. And that's disruption. That's like some crazy fucker randomly going off and killing people. I don't want to get all into it, but again, like, how did this crazy kid get all this weaponry, which, you know, apparently is kind of expensive. You know, I don't know. I don't have the money for anything hardly. You know, taking care of myself here, I don't have money to spend thousands of dollars on guns if I was a maniac. Now, one thing that the Mars in Degenerate by itself is just devastatingly accurate here. And when you look at Pluto too, it's squaring. You know, the Pluto of the United States, which is so important. This is part of the Pluto return. First thing I should have went to, but it is squaring the moon. And what is the moon? And the moon is on Alma here in this event chart, which I believe represents the people. This event chart kind of represents people anyway, how I'm looking at it. And the moon in an event chart and in the USA represents the people. And it is on the MC, the midheaven, the highest point in the chart. And it is conjunct the asteroid Sol within minutes. That's why I'm telling you right there, Pluto of the USA in retrograde, now grinding away. On July 11th, it's going to hit in retrograde for the second time. It already hit on February 22nd exact for a Pluto return. Now it hits in retrograde. Everyone's astrologer knows that's the big hit. This energy is ongoing. It's not going to stop. It's going on for a couple years. And think of like a tidal wave. Tidal wave doesn't come in. Tidal wave comes in, just keeps building and building and building, and going, and eventually it just crushes everything. But it's a slow, long, inevitable, grinding destruction. And that, you know, after a while, everything's obliterated. And I swear to God, I think that's what's coming. And that's why I keep saying, if there was ever a time to stand up and somehow I think a lot of it is just become aware and just start saying no. Like, you know, Nancy Reagan said, just say no. No, we're not going to do that. No, we don't agree with that. No, we don't want to go to war. And everyone says, well, you can't. Well, you know what? You can. You know, there's 330 million of us Americans. So honestly, if we'd stop being divided, throw a fuck away your Republican and Democrat card. That's the number one way they divide you. I mean, I don't care if you believe deeply in the Republican values and everything. The only way we're going to get out of this is we just stop it. Just stop it, and we need to stop being Republican and Democrat. That's a number one thing, because that's how they divide you. Look, if you've got half the people against half the people, we could do this dance for 1,000,000 fucking years, and nothing's ever going to change, which is what they want. It creates a status quo, and they really get to do whatever they want under the false, phony, fake lie that you have a democracy and you can change things by what? Going and voting for this savior of the left or of the right, of the Republicans, of the Democrat, that's going to ride in on their white horse because you elect them, and they're going to fix things. I'm 62 years old. I've been doing this dance for a long time. It doesn't work. Nothing's really changed. It's gotten worse. It's just got worse, and there's been Republicans and Democrats and Republicans and Democrats, and they're a little bit different, and they say different things, but they end up, and even Trump, I'm sorry guys to tell you, he had 4 years in office. Give me 4 years just to bully pulpit and control of the military in the United States of America. I don't know. If they didn't kill me, it'd be a different country when I was fucking done with it. So what did he do? We gotta understand, these politicians are not our friends no matter what they say. You got the asteroid nemesis in America. It's on the Venus again of this chart. The Venus is feminine energy. It's harmony. And again, it's like, I think it's just in its, divine feminine energy. And I think it's just people just want to love and live their lives and love their family and create something in their life, but they can't because they have a nemesis. And the nemesis is the very structure that's around us. We call it the government. God damn it, I'm going to tell you, I call America a fear, death cult masquerading as a nation state. That's just what I call it. Okay? Saturn's on the moon, okay, in this chart. Saturn on the moon is never a good thing, okay, in a synastry chart. It doesn't work well. And also we have the IC of America, and we have Mars and Jupiter, which should be good energy together. Bringing bravery and, getting things done and a lot of positive energy. But whenever you put Mars, it's kind of like Saturn on the moon. It's just trying to go all into it. Saturn restriction limits in the moon, and again, the moon is the people. So it's restricting and limiting the people, which serves fuck what's going on. And also, again, I told you, not only that, it's a double tap, we call it in astrology, double tap. Because at the same time, that Saturn that's on the moon is now square, to the moon in its own chart here. So, so it's like, to me, it's like America's kind of set up to have control. Saturn in a event chart is the government, basically, So, again, we've got, when this chart was made, it really kind of explains. When this chart was made on the 27th at this time, all it is a snapshot of the transits in the sky, in case that should be obvious, in case you don't know astrology. So all this chart is, the event chart, is simply a snapshot of the transits at 11:33 in the sky on the 27th from the perspective of this Uvalde, Texas, okay? And it's just, now I'm just comparing it to the chart of the USA, but there's just tons here. I mean, going into all the aspects. If you saw, always charts look like a mess. I'm trying to look, is there any hope? I'll see a little hope. Pluto's so important in here. Here you have a trine from Pluto of the USA to the Mercury in retrograde, of course, which doesn't end until the 3rd. I want to do that one coming up. Just looking at the transits in relation to the USA chart. And, again, what I tell you about Pluto in this retrograde, in this whole Pluto return, it's digging up and exposing evil, places where things are rotten, where things are hidden, where darkness is hidden. It's bringing it to the light. And I'm going to tell you, I understand astrology, and Pluto is stronger than the United States of America. It's way stronger. It's going to rip the United States of America a fucking new one. And now here's the thing with Pluto. Okay, it comes along. If you're due diligence and you're transparent and you're a good person and doing what needs to be done, Pluto's not gonna fuck with you. But if you're keeping secrets and you're being manipulative and there's darkness inside of you that you haven't gone in and made an honest effort to work with, what'll happen then if it'll go in and help you make that honest effort, do your shadow work and grow. It's what I'm doing right now. It's helping me because I see it and I acknowledge it and I say thank you and help me, don't hurt me. But America's not doing. America's a fucking narcissist. Narcissists don't go to therapy. Narcissists don't try to grow. You know, they just try to fuck over and control and manipulate everybody else. And when I see Pluto trine to the Mercury in this event chart, you know what I see with that? When this first started, this Pluto trine Mercury, what I saw was the, you know, typical thing. Well, you know, the police were here and blah, blah, blah. And one brave policeman went in and got shot and we were doing our job. And then it starts to unfold. No, actually, they were outside, like 6 of them, holding down a father that's losing his mind, trying to rush in there, which is, come on, it's the right thing to do. If you're a parent and you think your child is in there in danger, you're going to go in there naturally. It's the natural thing. You'll take a bullet yourself if it can stop that bullet from harming a child, your child particularly. The women are screaming and crying, let them go, let them go. Why aren't you going in there? Why aren't you going in there? Get back, get back. So they're out there controlling the people. Isn't this the theme? This is the Pluto return. This is evil. This is wrong, you know. They should have been in there stopping this crime. You also have the nodes in the natal chart. Just kind of say this as a last thing. I don't want to take too long because it's just obvious. It's obvious. The nodes, you got this north node on the AC and the south node on the DC in this chart. So, you know, all that really says in the biggest picture, this was a fated event, okay? And I think, like, hopefully this is an event that, I call it the last shooting. It's like, really wake the fuck up and just stop arguing about the caliber of the goddamn gun and the make and the bullets, and stop with their stupid stuff about we're going to make these laws and, you know, NRA is going to fight this. That's not what it's about. This is about our soul, the soul of our country, about this moral decay and decrepitude and its apathy that's just destroying our country. We, you know, someone had a meme and said, you know, I feel like I'm watching the fall of Rome on the internet. And I thought, dear God, man, that's like exactly it. I feel like I'm watching the fall of Rome on the internet, and on my screen in the chart of the USA and the transits, and it's going to keep coming like a goddamn tsunami. It's going to keep coming for 2 years. It's just starting. Be afraid. Be angry. You know, be upset. It's not wrong. I mean, there's sometimes when it's the right thing to do, to be upset and be angry and be outraged. Just fucking be outraged and express it, you know. But goddamn, let's try to get it together and do it in some way that's constructive. And I honestly think the first step is like we've got to tear away this green screen reality, and we got to get in sync. Here's the way you handle a Pluto transit if you're having one. Here's the way you get in sync, get an astrology reading, get in sync, or understand it yourself, you know. It's so important. Once you get in sync with Pluto and understand what it's doing, you can see it by aspect and sign in your chart. Like I can see it in America's chart. And America's not going to get in sync, but the American people can sure shit see what's going on and we need to try to get our hands around this and fucking save ourselves. I made the analogy like that's Mars. If a criminal's breaking into your house and they're trying to hurt your family, Mars is going to stand up and fight him. He's going to pick up a kitchen knife or a baseball bat or a chair. I mean, it doesn't matter if the criminal has a machine gun. Mars is not going to cower in the corner and say, oh God, I'm going to die. It's going to fucking do something. And that's what we need to do. We need to do something. We need to be Mars. And we need to make a fist. We need to stand up against it's a goddamn machine. It's a ferocious evil. Just fucking recognize this. Look at this shooting, guys. Soldiers are murdering themselves with suicide at a vastly higher rate than they're ever dying in any of these wars. What the hell does that tell you? And random people are just shooting children in schools. It's not the first time. This is a spiritual problem. This is a spiritual battle. We're fighting. This is good against evil. This is straight up. Fuck if you think that's silly. This is good against evil. Straight up what this is about. And right now, God damn it, I'm on the side of good. I'm on the side of God. I'm on the side of free speech. I'm on the side of light. I'm a warrior light. That's how I feel. And I feel like that's how you just have to play it, you know? Yes, you know, I'm on the side. I'm on the side of right. I'm on the side of good. God damn it, don't be on the side of Republicans or Democrats, because that's their game. You can't beat these evil fuckers by playing their game. We gotta play a new game. We need a new paradigm. We need to break this shit open. I don't know how to fucking do it. Everybody go and vote in November, because I'm going to go into the Mars retrograde. It's going to be a clusterfuck this fall, guys. Prepare, I can tell you. And, you know, maybe go in and just throw everybody out. That's my only plan about voting. I don't care, you know, whether you like them or not. Just throw everybody out, get on your things and say, look, motherfuckers, we're going to do the same thing in 2024 unless we see some real change out of you. This war's got to stop. We want health care. We want infrastructure. We want to build up our economy. You know, the problem with America, man, we don't produce anything anymore. What do we produce? Strife and war and discord and weapons of war. That's what we produce. That's it. We don't really produce anything else. Guys, that's not a viable plan. And that's the kind of plan where I believe reckoning. We've been doing that for a long time, and we're vacuous. Honestly, if the United States of America just magically disappeared overnight, the world would just be better off. It wouldn't be that big a deal. What do we really produce that they really need? China produces everything. Americans need to wake up and realize this. We are not the center of the world anymore. And what we need to be doing is getting our shit together. Fixing our shit. It's exactly like, look, if I spent my life going, well, that person over there, and they did this, I'm just projecting that I don't grow, I don't get stronger, I don't grow and I don't get stronger until I turn around and I do the Virgo card, you know, the hermit in a tarot, and I point the finger at myself, and I fix myself, and I make myself stronger, and I fix things, and I do what I need to do. And America needs to do this. And just stop worrying about whatever anybody else is doing. And we need to do it right now, because shit, man, we got a lot of stuff to fix. And I think if we can address all this and bring America back around somehow to where it's not just this fear death cult, these school shootings will stop. It's a manifestation of the rotten core of what our society has become, unfortunately. So, I'm sorry, I had to get that out of me. I'll get this up later. Make this the screenshot, maybe, or the thumbnail for this video. I don't put any words on it, and so you can at least look at it there. Again, you can pull it up. It's May 27th, 11:33 a.m. So you can look at a timeline. That's what I chose. Totally when the dude broke in the door, started shooting in Uvalde, Texas. Okay, so. Thank you. Please do comment. I'd really love for you to share this one, to get it out there. And hopefully by tomorrow, the next day, we'll do the Mercury retrograde reading for the chart of the USA and the transits for this when Mercury goes direct. So I think for a lot of different reasons, which I will explain is a big deal in terms of the Pluto return again, the ongoing tsunami. You gotta understand it's not gonna stop. You'd stand up and shake your fist, but this tsunami doesn't give a shit. It's gonna keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. And you shouldn't be scared. You should be seriously concerned. It should be alarm bells going off. Outrage, alarm. It's time. I'm exhausted, but thank you. I love you. Thank you.